Welcome in, everybody. This is Let's Talk Live here on LTL Media. And tonight we're going to talk about, obviously, the Karen Read trial. We've been on this channel talking pretty in depth about it for about the past year and a few months. And it's nice to see everybody here. If you are not getting my notifications, this is what you need to do. Make sure you are connected with me on Facebook, because I post all the time on Facebook when I'm going to go live. The link for Facebook should show up here in a second. Nightbot should drop it. But I post a lot on Facebook and Twitter to let everybody know when I'm going live. So yeah, YouTube's a funny thing. It doesn't like to notify people. So I'm dropping it in the Justice page or on my LTL Media Facebook page. But anyway, I digress on that. But a lot of stuff went down in trial today. We obviously had the cross-examination of Colin Albert. Excuse me. Very interesting. You know, it was funny when it started off. I felt it was like these two, just like these two dusty, cagey cowboys that went out. And you know how they have those, they have the draw. And it was kind of like playing that back and forth for a bit. And then I felt like Alan Jackson got his way in and then just started to really rip into Colin. So it was just really interesting stuff. I wanted to go back and just talk a little bit and just recap first before we do the actually cross-examination of Colin Albert. We'll talk through that tonight. But I wanted to talk about this morning. I actually got up and I wanted to go back and look at Michael Morsi's video that he dropped back in August. And that whole, it needs to stop, that whole video. And I wanted to count how many times that he said Colin Albert's name. He mentioned him 4 times in that video. And as I've been listening to the testimony over the last, we're in day 13 now. It's funny. Everybody that has testified has really protected Colin, in my opinion. They know exactly where he was. And he, in their testimony, said that he was not at 34 Fairview that night. He had left right away. So I keep asking myself, why are they protecting him? There's got to be something there. And I'm already going to tell you, I think the defense has it. I think the defense already has this in their back pocket. And, I was getting some messages today and reading some of the chat boards, and they're saying, oh, it didn't really feel like Jackson's cross was that, very overwhelming. It wasn't like he was bringing the heat. And you got to keep in mind, all of these people are going to most likely be called back as witnesses for the defense. And I think that's when they're going to lay into them. And, I'll talk a little bit more. I'm just looking up my notes. So, keep that in mind. Team Reed's going to, I think, allowing these witnesses to get on the stand and perjure themselves right now. And then they will strike on their direct to these witnesses. Another thing that I noticed too, and maybe you all have noticed over the last couple of days of testimony, we're almost 2 weeks, or we are 2 weeks of testimony. You notice that the Reed team has been dropping a lot of Easter eggs. And what I mean by Easter eggs, and maybe we can do some of that tonight, maybe as we kind of move along, we'll make a list of the Easter eggs. I'll get my pen and paper. I think it would be cool to do this. But some of the things that I've noticed is they've talked a lot about, and maybe we come up with a good list here. I have Snapchat. Team Reed's talked a lot about Snapchat. They brought up the Life 360, which was interesting. And I think that caught Allie McCabe off guard the other day. I don't think she was prepared for that to come. So they talked about Life 360. What else did they talk about? When Jackson was laying into Colin Albert today, have you ever been in a fight before? Have you ever been in a fight? And I saw Turtle Boy through his clearance page today said, I'll give someone $100 if they can come forth with a person that has been in a fight with Colin Albert. I'm going to tell you, they already have it. I guarantee you they already have it. And when they bring Colin Albert as a defense witness that's when they're going to lay it on him. Or possibly they're going to have a person that steps up and testifies that they've either been in a fight with Colin Albert or they've witnessed him fighting before. So I have fighting. What was the other one that I talked about? Oh, a lot about text messages, obviously. They talked a lot about text messages. I'm making my little list. And then also, they talked about a lot of the third-party apps that have been used. They have all this data. I'm telling you. The feds have given them everything. And I just don't think these witnesses understand the level of scope of the investigation by the FBI. So they have been throwing a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of nuggets out there. And maybe we'll compile a little list later. I'll grab some from the chat. So moving on, Ryan Nagel gets up on the stand and throws the F word out there. And what I mean by the F word, he says the federal investigation. And I thought it was very smooth. And a lot of people said, oh, why is it was very smooth that Yannetti to kind of breeze past that, didn't hang on to it, just kind of moved on like he didn't hear it. And I was seeing a lot of things in the chat groups of people saying, like, why didn't Yannetti drop the bomb? Why didn't Yannetti start bringing in the federal investigation? And in my opinion, I think what they're going to wait is they're going to wait until Proctor gets on the stand, or when they start recalling all these witnesses to come back as witnesses for the defense. That's when they're going to start bringing in a lot of the information about the federal investigation. Now, remember, they weren't allowed to open with it, but if it was brought up and the door was opened, they were allowed to talk about it. And I think that's something that they're saving in their back pocket to bring in later as this trial moves on. Remember, what was it? Yannetti in his opening statement said something to the fact of, like, you won't see us coming, or you haven't seen us coming, or something like that. And I apologize. I don't have the direct quote down, but remember that they haven't even popped yet. So they're not going to show all their cards. It's like poker. They're not going to show all their cards right away. Let's see. Alan Jackson stands up and makes the motion. I believe, he was outside the witness, Colin Albert. And I believe the jury wasn't in the room. They could have been. And maybe someone can correct me in the chat. Yes, KC, wait for us. Exactly. Wait for us. That was the quote. And I think the jury was not in the room as well. But stands up and makes a motion to essentially say, Your Honor, the wounds to John O'Keefe clearly show that he was beaten before he had died. And we're going to have witnesses. And I went, what? We're going to have witnesses to testify to confirm that evidence. And I went, what? And like, if you weren't listening, you weren't going to catch it. And then I started thinking to myself, well, who haven't we heard from yet? And the old rumor for the last year is Brian Higgins. Did Brian Higgins flip? And I think maybe Sean has talked about this before, either on Twitter or on his new YouTube channel. And Sean on the Golf is killing it over there. Great job, Sean. Always love hearing your insight. And I had a phenomenal time when you're on the show. I got to have you back here sometime. But, now I'm starting to wonder, did Higgins flip? And that was, the whole rumor that's been gone back almost a year now. You remember Higgins has the proffer, and I'm wondering if he's going to get called as the key witness for the defense, and he's basically going to be the glue that kind of sticks all this together. So that's something to think about. Let's see. Matt McCabe gets up. I'm not going to probably do too much of his testimony because it was only direct today. But Matt McCabe gets up, and I found this to be strange. He says that he saw the twisted tire tracks, something to that effect, out in the snow in front of the house when Karen Reed drives away. But he doesn't see this blob, which is supposed to be John O'Keefe, on the lawn, which is strange to me because that essentially would be a direct view. And he said, I think he testified today, he looked out that window three times, and didn't see any body or this 5 foot, 6 foot blob on the front lawn, which would be a direct shot to the street. And we even heard in previous testimony that outside was lit up like a Christmas tree. Matt McCabe testified that Brian Higgins' Jeep also was parked in front of Brian Albert's house, and he during the party. So McCabe testified that, and then Nagel and the two other witnesses with Nagel said that they never mentioned anything about the Jeep being parked there. So that was a little out of the sorts. So I don't know. Lots of interesting things and a lot of the testimony not lining up, especially with times. And I was saying this to my UPS drivers today, as I always talk to them about it because they're so in tune with this case. And I said, you know, all the times and dates that are being thrown out there, if you want to get mental gymnastics, then follow this case. It'll drive you absolutely, completely nuts. Sometimes, like, I have to go back and look at my notes and go, what? I'm confused. And, or I have to ask someone, like, what was the specific time? What did they say? Where did they go? I mean, it's nuts. It's crazy. But with that being said, let's get into the cross-examination this morning by Alan Jackson to Colin Albert. I'm sorry, yeah, the cross. And then we're going to I want to go back and listen to the motion that Alan Jackson stood up in open court today and got that on the record about the injuries to John O'Keefe. So let's sit back, have a little bit of a listening party here. I'll bring that up. I'm probably going to lower myself in the bottom because this is how I usually do the live streams when I do them. We'll boost the audio. And here we go. I just want to remind everybody tonight, any donation that comes in, and I've been doing this, and I'm going to continue to do this through the remainder of trial. Any donation that comes in tonight via Cash App, via Super Chat, Venmo, PayPal, all that. You can click on my Linktree link up there at the top of the chat. Click on that. You can make a donation. I'm calling them out in the chat. We're keeping a running total. 25% of all donations will go back to Karen Reed's Defense Fund. And I was doing some rusty math. Just in 2 weeks, through all of us, we have raised $600 in 2 weeks. $600 towards Karen Reed's Defense Fund. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, let's get into the cross here of Colin Albert. Let's sit back, have a little bit of a listening party, and go.
All able to follow the instructions and refrain from discussing this with anyone since we left yesterday?
Yes.
Everyone said yes and nodded affirmatively. Were you also able to follow the instructions and refrain from doing any independent research or investigation into this case?
Yes.
Everyone said yes and nodded affirmatively. Did anyone happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case since we left the other day? Yes, no. Thank you very much. Everyone said no or shook their heads. All right, may we have Mr. Albert, please?
Oh, by the way, I just want to let everybody know, I will be outside of court tomorrow with the Free Karen Reed supporters streaming live down there in front of the courthouse for a little while. It's been a while since I've been down there. I want to get out there and join all of the Free Karen Reed supporters, all my friends. See Tom, Scott, Paul. I hope they're all out there. I miss all of you, and I am excited to be out there tomorrow and see all of you. Dina Jam kicking it off. Yes. Bang, 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 bang. I got to get a bang, bang sample. Bang, bang. Kicking it off with a $9.99er. She says hashtag FRK. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Yeah. FKR. I'm backwards. I'm all jacked up tonight. But thank you so much for kicking it off. We'll keep the running totals. 25% of your donation will go back to Karen Reed tonight. All right, here we go. Colin Albert. Awesome, God. I can't wait. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Raise right hand. You solemnly swear the evidence you, the court and jury in the case now here to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So
I do.
All right, whenever you're ready, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Robert. Mr. Albert, who did you talk to in order to prepare for your testimony starting yesterday?
Can you rephrase that question, please?
Rephrase the question.
I love this. You need me to rephrase a question? You don't understand my question? I love it. Jackson just hitting hard right away. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I can't remember. Love the name. Super sticker, $4.99. We're going to make that $4.99 American dollars. We'll round it up to 5. Like, make it 15, towards. Yeah, I heard that too, Scott. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. We'll make that $15 American. Thank you so much for the support. I do appreciate it. All right, let's keep going. So my question is this, and I'm going to try to keep a running chat log here. I'm going to ask a question. What are some of the Easter eggs Team Reed has dropped? Okay. And if you want to answer, just put EE and then your answer. So type it like this. You'll see it come up in the chat. And if I catch some of them, I'll write them down and then we can review them at the end of the show. So I have Snapchat, Like 360, the fighting, text messages, third-party apps. What are some of the Easter eggs that you think that you've heard that Team Reed's going to drop when they get everything turned over to them and get their hands on these witnesses? Let's see it. All right, let's go.
Question, you didn't understand my question?
No.
Chloe.
Who did you speak to in order to prepare for your testimony yesterday?
My lawyer.
Other than your
Why do
lawyer,
they all have
who
lawyers?
did you speak to prepare for your testimony yesterday?
No one.
They all have lawyers.
Did you speak to your parents?
No.
Did you speak to your mom, your dad?
Nope.
At any time before yesterday about your testimony or your statements?
Nope.
Did you discuss with your parents their testimony?
No.
So after they got off the witness stand, your dad didn't come home and say, here's how my day went?
No.
Your mom didn't come home and say, here's how my day went?
Nope.
The Albert family just ignored the fact that
Yeah.
both of them testified in a court of law before a jury about the events of January 29th, 2022.
Cheap.
Nothing was ever said.
No.
Did you talk to Mr. Lally at any point? At any point before yesterday in preparation for your testimony?
Before yesterday, you said?
Correct.
Yes.
Here we go. Nutmeg Queen with a $4.99. Let's add it. We'll round it up to 5. I think it's 20 right now. I don't know. Can you rephrase that? Can you rephrase that? Yes, the Advantage Boys. Yes, we heard a lot about that today. I like that one. Let's write that down. All right, I'm going to try to keep getting this going here.
Tell me when.
Want to say a month ago about
What did you talk about?
Yes, Scott.
I got
Good one.
prepped for this.
Tell me what that means. What does it mean to prep for this?
What I'm going to be getting asked.
Okay. Remember my first question, very first question this morning? I said, have you spoken to anybody in order to prepare for your testimony? And you said no.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not true. Spoke with Mr. Lau.
Okay. Yes.
It's not okay. It's yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. You said that was about a month ago, correct?
Correct. Around a month ago.
Tell me what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Around a month ago.
Tell me what you and Mr. Lally discussed.
The questions I would be asked here.
Can you be more detailed?
I don't remember everything he said.
Did he go over the questions that he believed he would ask?
I believe so.
Did you give him answers to those questions that you believed you would give in response to his questions?
Yes.
What questions did he tell you he was going to ask?
I don't remember.
What answers did you tell him you were going to give?
I don't remember.
That was just a month ago, right?
Yes.
Obviously, you've been thinking about this case quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
Over the last 2.5 years.
No.
How long have you been thinking about this case?
Since people started writing about me on the internet.
How about since you were at a house where an individual ended up dead on the lawn the next morning? Did that prompt you to start thinking about this case?
No.
Not so much, huh?
Nope.
That didn't. That. Wait a minute. If I was at a house, and let's just hypothetical this, okay? If I was at a house and literally had nothing to do with a individual dying on the front lawn of a house that I was in or at, that probably would be on my mind the rest of my life. And if I was particularly in a situation like this, I certainly would probably talk or think about it every single day. So I don't buy that line at all.
Did you speak with, when Mr. Lally spoke with you, who else was there?
The witness advocate, I believe, and
Steve Nelson?
yes,
Who else?
and is it Sergeant Tully, I believe?
Tully, T-U-L-L-Y?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Not that I remember.
Sergeant Tully taking notes while you were having this conversation with Mr. Lally?
I do not remember.
Mr. Lally taking notes?
I do not remember.
You remember being told by either Sergeant Tully or Mr. Lally that your conversation was being recorded?
I do not
And
remember.
Steve right here. I love that Steve's sharing a personal thought. He says, when I was 18, I was present when someone died in a construction accident and it's burned into my memory. Yeah, I mean, 18, I'm sure you look like a older gentleman. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is burned into Steve's brain. I mean, those things don't go away. Life events like that's a big, huge life event that happens. That's not going to just fade away or go away. You will probably think about that the rest of your life.
Remember.
How long was that meeting?
Say 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Were you given any instructions by either Sergeant Tully or Mr. Lally about your preparation for your testimony?
Can you rephrase that, please?
Sure. Did they give you any instructions about your the preparation for your testimony? How they wanted you to answer questions? The tone and tenor of your testimony?
No.
How they wanted you to dress, for instance?
No.
Other than that time a month ago, have you spoken with Mr. Lally or anybody from the DA's office since then, before yesterday?
No.
You watched any coverage of this case online?
Nope.
That's
No social media?
No, I don't have social media.
No news, coverage?
Nope.
Nightly news, Channel 25, Channel 5?
No.
National news?
Nope.
Blogs?
Nope.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for being a member and being here.
So
I appreciate
literally,
it.
according to you, you know zero
Yeah,
about the media coverage concerning this case.
Find that hard to
Commonwealth versus
believe.
Kennedy.
Correct.
Did you talk to
Okay.
Allie before her testimony?
No.
When was the last time you did talk to Allie before she testified?
I was literally driving to work and listening to this, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be bullshitting me. You got to be like, you didn't talk to any of these people. You didn't, you didn't review anything or talk to your parents about it. They didn't talk about their testimony. I mean, come on. You live in this, you live in the same house. I don't know if he lives in the same house with his parents anymore, but I'm pretty sure that he's come in contact with them since their testimony. And you're going to tell me, oh, we just had a major event. We had to testify in court in a murder trial. And I'm going to go home and we're just going to have, pork and beans, like, sit down at the table, not discuss anything. Hi, honey. Wasn't the weather crazy today? Oh, yeah, the weather was crazy. You got to be kidding me. You didn't talk about this at all with anybody? That's ludicrous to even think that. Not happening.
I don't remember.
Give me an idea. She's one of your best friends. A week ago, a day ago, a month ago.
I do not remember.
Could have been a year ago.
I do not remember.
Could have been 5 years ago.
No.
So it's more recently than 5 years ago that you spoke with Allie.
I don't remember.
So you have no independent recollection as you sit here. The last time you talked to one of your best friends and your cousin about any subject.
No, I don't remember.
Were you ever told in preparation for your testimony, if you start to get stumped or nervous, just say, I don't remember?
Nope.
Nobody ever told you that?
Mm-mm. No.
Love that.
No. Sorry.
It's okay. So nobody ever informed you that you might get nervous on the witness stand, there might be tough questions. Easiest way to get out of that is just say, yeah, I don't recall.
No.
So you just don't recall because your memory is that bad.
Oh, Isaiah, I already got that. I already got it. It's already up. It's on my page, brother. I mean, you can order a I don't recall, I don't remember shirt right on my page. I'll drop that link if you're interested in getting one. You can pick it up at ltltruecrime.com. Right there. Click the link. Order yourself a shirt. Support the show. All right, let's keep
Literally
going
don't
on.
recall the last time you spoke with a cop.
Objection.
Ask that differently, Mr.
Sure.
Jackson.
Sure. Your testimony is you were not instructed to say, I don't remember. You just literally don't remember.
Correct.
It's an issue with your memory, not an instruction that you received.
Correct.
Right. But you do remember 2.5 years ago, you left 34 Fairview at 12:10
Here it comes.
a.m., correct?
12:10.
Down to the minute.
Correct.
Did Mr. Lally, during this meeting that y'all had, did Mr. Lally show you anything? Items of evidence, photographs, videos, anything like that?
No.
Did you two talk about any evidence that you might see? Photographs, documents, videos?
Not that I remember.
How,
He didn't show you the series of text messages between you and Miss McCabe, Allie?
I don't remember.
Okay,
See,
so you're not
I'm
saying...
going to tell you what's going on, folks. I'm going to tell you what's going on with all of this testimony. And this is what some of the conclusion I came up today. I was talking to my UPS buddies again at work. Okay. And I'm just going to pull up full screen here. I'm going to tell you what's going on. They're going to all play dumb. They're all going to play, I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know. It's been 2.5 years. My memory is faded. I can't remember. You know, that's the game they're going to play, because what I think they're trying to do is try to play this process of elimination. If I didn't see anything and I didn't hear anything and I wasn't at the house and I was clearly away from the house, then who is the last person that we know that was with Officer John O'Keefe? Well, that would be Karen Reed. That's what they're trying to play here. But I'm going to tell you, the heat is going to come. We haven't even seen it yet. Wait till the defense gets to show, their case in front of the jury. And I think a lot of this, I don't remember, I don't recall, is soon going to come back and hit all these witnesses like panic, like a bucket of water in their face. All right, let's keep playing on here.
He didn't. You're just saying again, you just don't remember.
Correct.
Okay. And this was just a month ago.
Around a month. Correct.
Could have been sooner than a month. Or, let me ask that a different way. Could have been more recently than a month.
I don't know.
Don't know that either.
Mm-mm.
Is that all?
Yeah, no.
So, Mr. Albert, you have to answer yes or no, not just,
All right, sorry.
Where were you when this meeting a month ago took place?
At the DA's office on Shawmut Road.
Who contacted you to come to the DA's office?
I don't remember. I don't know.
I do not remember that.
Don't remember that either.
No.
Phone call from Mr. Lally, maybe?
I don't believe that I received a phone call. Maybe my lawyer did or my father.
Why do
But
they all
I don't
have
know.
lawyers?
I don't believe I did.
They all have
So if
lawyers.
your father
Why?
received a phone call and then told you you need to go to the DA's office to meet with Mr. Lally, that would be a conversation with your dad about your preparation for your testimony, correct?
I wouldn't say so, no.
You would categorize that as such?
No.
Okay. Because of course, even though you went to the DA's
They all have
office to
lawyers.
meet Mr. Lally and a sergeant from the Massachusetts State Police to talk about your testimony, you didn't mention that to your dad.
No.
You didn't mention that to your mom.
No.
And when you got done with that meeting, Dad didn't ask you, how'd it go, son?
Nope.
You
Your
gotta
mom
be
didn't say.
kidding me.
How was that meeting?
No.
About
Like I said, you have testified at a murder trial. You're not having a conversation about your testimony or having conversation, prepping. Come on, dude.
this massive murder case.
Objection.
Let me ask you a different way. Do you consider this to be a high-profile murder case?
Objection.
stand on relevancy, asked it differently.
In your mind, this is an important case.
Oh, I'm going to
Correct.
guarantee you,
Obviously.
Scott. They have it. They know the answers, Scott. They already know the answers to all of this. And they're just waiting. And they're just waiting to let them just run this out. And then when it turns and the defense can present, it's going to be all there in black and white. Because geofencing and timestamps and metadata. Oh, metadata. That's one I got to add. Easter egg. Because that's coming up. So right now, all my Easter eggs, I have Snapchat, Life 360, the fighting, text messages, third-party apps, Chloe, Higgins Jeep, the Advantage Boys, the federal grand jury moments or minutes, phone calls, and now metadata. We heard a lot about that. Metadata does not lie. It doesn't lie. All right, let's keep going on here.
Correct.
But according to you, just never comes up in the Albert household.
You're calling all of them
No.
back. I think so too.
You were asked to look at a couple of text messages yesterday. It's a little bit like this. You seen that before?
Yes.
When did you see that before?
Yesterday
Before yesterday? Had you ever seen that
I
before?
don't remember.
on my phone. Yeah.
Okay, other than on your phone when you made the screenshot, did you ever seen that before? Mr. Lally ever show it to you?
Not that I remember. No.
So you two didn't discuss that in your meeting a month or less ago?
We
Screenshot.
could have.
Yes,
I
I like that.
don't remember.
But again, you don't remember.
Mm-mm.
Is that no?
No.
Did Mr. Lally tell you why he wanted to question you
can.
about those text
And
messages?
he will.
I don't remember.
Did Mr. Lally tell you anything about what you might be asked on cross-examination?
No.
He asked you about any videos that you've ever posted?
No.
He asked you about any comments you've ever made online?
Nope.
Any photos you've ever been in?
No.
Any fights you've ever been in?
Nope.
There's the
Who's
fight.
Courtney Proctor?
She's friendly with my aunt, Jillian.
I'm sorry?
My aunt Jillian, she's friendly with.
When you say friendly with, describe that. What do you mean by friendly with?
I know that they're pretty friendly.
Have you ever been to Courtney Proctor's home?
Yes.
How many times would you say over the years?
4 or 5, maybe.
Her family is close to your family, it's fair to say.
Not that close. Close though.
When you say not that close, but close though, what does that mean?
I'd say we're more close when I was younger, not when I got older.
Okay. How old are you now? You're 20?
Correct.
Well, I'm going to tell you right here. Casey says he answers very quickly when he's telling the truth. Again, an opinion. But I'm going to tell you the reason why is that, and we've talked about this before on previous lives when I've done lives when I've done this, is that when you're trying to cover a lie, something comes at you, because something comes at you, your brain has to process it because you know the truth inside your brain. So when you're trying to cover it with a lie, that's why there's pauses and they may look up and look around. And this is all my opinion. Again, I'm not a body language expert. I just know this from 16 years in hand-to-hand sales. I used to sell high-end wristwatches, and just getting to know people and their body language and their mannerisms. And this is, of course, all opinion-based, but you're processing that information. So I know the real answer, but I have to process back something and filter out that answer. So if I asked you, hey, you're 20, and he goes, yes, I'm 20 years old, because in fact he is 20. But if I ask him about something that happened at 34 Fairview that night, he's going to take in that information and process it and then spit it back to make sure that it lines up with all of the lies. All right, let's keep going here.
May I approach?
Okay.
I have a photo I'd like to show Mr. Lally first. May I?
Yes.
Thank you. Take a look at that photo. Tell me if you recognize it. Just look at it to yourself, please. Let me
And
know.
you can even see his body language here too. He's very tight. He's enclosed off. He's closing himself off to Jackson. He's not opened up. And what I should do is, I'm wondering if his body language was different during Lally yesterday. Let's take a look real quick, and I'll see if I can find. Was he more open when Lally was on direct with them? Let's take a look real quick. Let's go back to. I want to see his body language yesterday. Give me a second here. I just got to find yesterday's. I should have thought about this, but this just kind of came into my brain. What was yesterday? Day 12? That's Nagel. Here we go. A little bit more relaxed with Lally. Let's pull that up really quick. And again, I'm not a body language expert. I just make observations. But let's play this real quick.
Probably around like an hour and a half.
And so about
More
what time
open.
would it have been that you left?
12:10.
And with respect
Shoulders forward, a little
to
bit more
your
relaxed.
leaving the house, who, if anyone, did you contact to facilitate?
Same shirt.
Rephrase.
Let me ask it in a much easier, better way. Okay. As far as
Smiling.
your plans were concerned, as far as leaving the house, who, if anyone, did you reach out to get a ride from?
My friend Allie McCabe.
And
All right, so now we go back to testimony today, and you can see it. It has changed. Body language has changed. Demeanor and attitude has changed. Closed off.
Yep.
You recognize the
Yep.
photo?
Yes.
Sort.
Who's in that photo?
Objection.
So
More eye contact.
the
Great,
objection
Isaiah.
sustained
Great.
as to the content of the photos. Did you want to come to sidebar and
Mild.
explain this to me?
All right, we'll fast forward here until they come back from sidebar.
But not that.
Here we go. We'll resume testimony.
Mr. Albert, approximately when was that photograph taken?
Objection.
No, we can get that, but we'll answer that question.
Tone sees different as well. Hunch shoulders, chin down.
10 years or less ago, I'd say. I don't.
You were
Blinking
the ring
along.
bearer in Courtney Proctor's wedding, were you not?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
Correct.
So when you say we're friendly, but not that, or we're close rather, but not that close, you were actually close enough to be a member of her wedding party when she was married to her now husband, correct?
When I was younger, correct.
Well, of course it was when you were younger, it was
Mhm.
10 years ago.
Mhm.
Is that yes?
Yeah.
That's my question. So for at least a decade, your family and the Proctor family has been close enough such that you and Albert were in her wedding, correct?
Objection.
Ask that differently, Mr. Jackson.
For the last, well, at least at that time, 10 years ago, your family was close enough to the Proctor family such that you were a ring bearer in Courtney Proctor's wedding, right?
Correct.
And who's Courtney Proctor's brother?
Michael Proctor.
And is Michael Proctor in the photograph that you're looking at?
Yes.
Person on the far left,
Correct.
looks like he's in a tuxedo.
Correct.
You were also in a tuxedo.
Objection.
Sustained.
What I'm getting at is you all were part of the same wedding party, correct?
Correct.
And that's a photograph of Courtney Proctor's wedding and the entire wedding party, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Is that a photograph of a wedding party?
Objection.
Sustained.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
Again, we'll speed it up here.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Albert, I want you to look at that one more time.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. And if this is your new first time over here on LTL Media, please make sure to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. It helps get it out in the algorithm. And thank you for all the supporters, the members, and all the subscribers that have joined me live tonight. Again, I haven't been able to stream a lot of the trial throughout the day because I do work a day job. But on the days that I can do that, I really enjoy doing it and spending that time with you guys. And again, tomorrow I will be out in front of the courthouse tomorrow, getting some footage out there on the live stream. But we'll go back here to testimony from Colin Albert today on cross-examination.
Both you and Michael Proctor are depicted in the photograph, correct?
Correct.
How long have you known Michael Proctor?
Don.
Since I was a little kid.
And you've known him well enough to know, I don't want you to tell me or tell the jurors, but you know where he lives.
Yeah.
You consider the Proctor family close to your family.
Yeah.
So Mary, I have been streaming it. It's just on the days that I can do it. I plan on streaming trial next week, Thursday and Friday. So hopefully y'all can join me. And I actually might do something tomorrow where I stream the second half. So after their break, they come back in the second half. I may pick that up, but I am going to be out in front of the courthouse for a few hours tomorrow morning. Probably going to get out there about 7:30ish, just before Karen arrives at 8. Let me get this off the screen. Just before Karen arrives at 8, we'll see her arrival, and then we'll get to hang out a little bit with Tom and Co down there in front of the courthouse. So, all right, let's keep going. Yeah, I might do after the break if I can get back in time. I have a few things to do, but I'll probably pop a stream up for tomorrow and stream the last 2 hours of court, so you can actually come in and hang out with me if you want. All right, let's keep going here.
During the course of, for instance, just as an example, during the course of this event, joyous event at a wedding, you actually sat at the head table along with the Proctor family because you were given the honor of being the ring bearer in Courtney's wedding, correct?
Correct.
And you know, of course, that being in a wedding party is reserved for most special family members and friends, correct?
Objection.
Assisting.
In your mind, was that a special honor?
Objection.
Is that what you thought when you were little? When you were in that?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
And you were never interviewed by Canton Police Department in connection with this case, correct?
No.
How many times were you interviewed by the Massachusetts State Police in connection with this case?
Once.
And that was in July of 2023, correct?
I don't remember exactly when it was.
About a year and a half after the events in question. Is that right?
Around there.
Okay. Would it refresh your recollection if you saw a copy of a report of that interview? Just to get the date?
Sure, yeah.
May I approach you?
Yes.
I may have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
You can look at paragraph 1. It's in the middle of the paragraph. If you'll just read that to yourself, please. Got that?
Yeah.
You saw the July 18 date,
Yes.
2023?
Yes.
Does that refresh your recollection that was the first time you were interviewed by the Massachusetts State Police?
He nervous now.
Correct.
May I approach now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Scratching his face. Jump back in his chair like this. Again, I'm just making some observations.
Who conducted that interview?
Michael Proctor and one of his partners, I believe. I don't remember.
Michael Proctor was the lead investigator.
Bukaki.
Correct?
Correct.
That's the same Michael Proctor that appears on the far left
It's a
of the photo
Bukaki.
of that wedding party, correct?
Correct.
Did you find that interview, by the way, how long did the interview last?
Real quick, just want to pop this. Jason, thank you so much. Look at this. Just subscribed and a first-time viewer. Love your coverage. Like your courage. Feel bad for this kid on the stand. I really, he says he feels bad if this kid on the stand is really the stupid. It is sad. It is sad. Well, Jason, thanks for being a first-time viewer and subscriber. Let's welcome Jason here in the chat. We have a good chat over here. So thanks for joining. I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going. Bukaki.
Michael Proctor.
I do not remember.
Do you remember testifying at one point that it was about 10 minutes?
No.
You testified at a different hearing, a different proceeding, not this proceeding, one other time, correct?
Correct.
I may have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Now, is this proceeding you're talking
May I
about,
approach?
Yes.
and maybe someone
I
can
need a
correct
foundation.
me, is this proceeding that Jackson's talking about right now, is this the feds, or is this in front of the grand jury? Maybe Scott knows, or KC might know. Christy, thank you so much. That's first time with you too. I subscribed and liked as well. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. All right, let's
Additional
keep
question
going.
first, I apologize.
I think
my
it's the
fault,
feds
Mr. Albert.
too,
Do you believe it would refresh your recollection
but they didn't
as
say it.
to the length of that first interview if you were to see your testimony from a prior proceeding?
Yeah.
May I approach you?
Yeah, you're right, Rogue. Everybody's right. It is the feds. Wah, wah. Didn't think I was going to ask you that.
Take a look at this, and I'm going to direct your attention to line 18 and 19 of that transcript. Let me know when you've reviewed it.
Now he's showing him his transcript from that
Is that
grand
yes?
jury.
Yeah.
May I?
Yes.
Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes.
How long was that interview?
Which interview are you?
The interview that you had with Michael Proctor. That's what that question was about, that you just read.
I still don't remember.
You recall that it says that you testified, question, how long did
Objection.
the interview last for?
Objection sustained where his memory is not refreshed. You can do this differently, you know that.
Did this refresh your recollection as to the question and answer, how you answered the question, how long that interview lasted?
Yes.
Did you say 10 minutes?
Yes.
So during the course of that 10-minute conversation that you had with Michael Proctor, what was the tone of that interview? You understand what I mean by tone?
I do not understand.
Okay. Was it hostile and accusatory?
Not that I remember, no.
Was it antagonistic or confrontational?
Excuse me.
Can you use different words, please?
Sure. Was he being mean?
No.
Okay. He was being nice, right?
Professional, I'd say.
Yeah. Because you've known him almost your whole life, right?
Yes.
He was friendly, cordial,
Correct.
and the interview was comfortable.
Say it again.
The interview was comfortable.
Correct.
You didn't feel like you were on the hot seat.
10 minutes?
No.
10 minutes. The interview went. A man is found dead outside a lawn of a house where all of these people were at. And he gets a 10-minute interview. Doesn't get his phone, his metadata. We're going to hear about metadata. Doesn't get his metadata, his phone downloaded. They don't do a forensic analysis of his phone. Nothing. Where's the investigation?
Did you find that the interview with Michael Proctor was consistent with the relationship that you've had with him your whole life? Meaning, he's always been friendly to you. He was just as friendly in that conversation.
Not really, no.
How was he different?
I'd say more professional.
Okay. Obviously, he was doing a job, correct?
Correct.
But when you walked in, you recognized him.
Yes.
He recognized you.
Yes.
Made natural greetings with one another, correct?
Correct.
Questioned you about a few things.
Correct.
He didn't look at your phone. He didn't ask to take your phone away from you.
No.
He didn't ask to seize your phone or seize any other physical items from you.
No.
You weren't asked to come down to the police station and sit in an interview room or an interrogation room, were you?
No.
Matter of fact, where did the conversation take place, those 10 minutes?
In the DA's office on Shawmut Road.
DA's office on Shawmut Road. Who else was there other than Trooper Proctor and his partner at the time, Trooper Clark?
Can you
Who
repeat?
else was there? Was it just Trooper Proctor, Michael Proctor, and Clark?
Bukaki.
Yes.
Okay, so just the three of you.
Yes.
And Trooper Proctor was the one that was sort of leading the conversation.
Yes.
And then when it was done, he said, "You're free to go."
Correct.
And he didn't take your phone.
Nope.
He didn't ask you to look at any text messages.
Nope.
He didn't look through your phone.
Nope.
He didn't take any screenshots or videos of your phone or the contents of your phone.
Nope.
Just let you walk out the door.
Correct.
Your Honor, may I publish the photo?
Why don't you come over here for just 1 second?
So what
Yeah,
what was the
how's that?
interaction? They called him in, brought him down to Morsi's office. He said, "Hey, can you sit here?" Sure. They sit down in a chair and he goes, "Were you there?" And he goes, "Nope." "Okay, have a nice day." I mean, that's what I feel like happened. Right? Is that what happened with all these witnesses? Jen McCabe, can you sit down? Sure. Sit down. Did you see anything? Nope. Did you hear anything? Nope. Were you there? Nope. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Brian Higgins, did you see something? Nope. Did you hear anything? Nope. Can't remember. Were you there? Nope. All right, have a nice day. That's what I feel like these interviews were. There was no investigation. Holy smokes. Unreal. Wasn't me. Every time I hear the song, wasn't me. All right, I'm gonna speed up just for the interest of time.
Your best friends.
All right, here we go.
Allie is obviously family,
Wasn't me. Wasn't
Yes.
me.
but she's more than family. She's also a good
Nothing
friend.
was recorded either.
Correct.
Wasn't
As a
me.
matter of fact, she's one of your best friends.
Correct.
And at your age, this is not meant to be pejorative, but we're different generations. At your age, your most convenient way of communicating is through text messages, correct?
Correct.
I mean, if you're gonna grab a buddy, say, let's meet at the such and such ball field or whatever, you're gonna text them, probably not call
Either or.
them. Okay. But texting is pretty common between you and your friends.
Yes.
Texting is certainly common between you and Alan. We've already seen evidence of that, right?
Yes.
And that's generally how you like to communicate with Alan.
I'd say so, yeah.
In fact, when you reached out to her for a ride, there were like 8
Higgins.
text messages back and forth just for a pickup, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, just move your arm.
Sure.
May I approach your arm?
Yes.
This is a copy of 81.
Wasn't me.
I just want you to have that in front of you. Your Honor, with the court's permission, can you place Exhibit 81 on the screen?
Okay.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Here we go.
Use the Elmar instead of.
Bang, bang.
Okay. Is there an objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
May I have that back?
I thought you meant approach over here.
All right, real quick. Bay Harbor Beauty with a $10 super chat. Let's round it up to 10. $9.99. $99.99 red. What is that? 99 red left balloons. Anyway, says this could be all done if the cell phone from Verizon, AT&T, etc. was subpoenaed, and I'm assuming feds have it. Why can't defense subpoena it and bring it in? Auntie Bev stopped it. Oh, we don't know. They may have it. They may have it. I think they were still waiting on it on one of the hearings. They may have it, and it may be something that they pull, but I think that they tried, and she might not have allowed it. I think you're right on that one. It's just an odd thing. I mean, you got to keep in mind, she's for the Commonwealth. She is for the Commonwealth. Thank you for the super duper duper chat. Brenda says, let's see, what was this? Brenda says, Sassy says, Brian, the select board meeting was brutal, had to walk away. Try and watch it. I'll catch up on that. Thank you. All right, let's keep playing. This I didn't get to see this.
Do you want the
I only heard
Commonwealth
it.
to pull it? Mr. Jackson, do you want the Commonwealth to pull it up for you?
I'd be happy to, Your Honor. It's fine.
That'd be great.
Thank you, Ms. Gilman.
I'd like to get to at least $50 tonight for Karen Reed's defense fund. If we can kick back
Yes.
50, I'll feel great. I didn't get to see this. I only heard it when I was
You see what's
listening today.
displayed on the
I
screen.
want to see this.
Yes.
It's only part of the text string, but does that look like it's an accurate representation of what you're looking at?
Yes.
And this is a series of texts on or about January 28th and 29th of 2022, is that right?
Yes.
And Mr. Albert, you needed something as simple as a ride. You were just asking Allie to give you a ride, is that right?
Yes.
And that's because you said that it's common for you guys to text back and forth. You just texted her, hey, you can get me now, is that right?
Yes.
And then you texted if it's easier, and then she said, okay, I'm dropping people off, and there was an exchange back and forth, is that right?
Yeah.
And there were at least 8 texts between the two of you, if you just count them up real quick, just about getting picked up.
Yeah.
But if you scroll down a little bit, after the end of that text string
See this.
that ends at 12:10 a.m. and it says okay, you see the next date?
Wow, big
Yes.
super chat just came in. Huge super chat. Tara Ryan with a $50 super chat. She said, great coverage, Brian. Keep up the good work. No, you all out there are doing the great work. You all out there are joining these streams, subscribing to these channels, keeping the Free Karen Reed movement, giving us the capability to kick back. I knew that that's something that I wanted to do immediately. I did it in the past, but I knew I'm so passionate about the innocence of Karen Reed that there's no way possible. Again, I still sitting here. We're on almost day 14. I'm still sitting here waiting for the Commonwealth to bring something forward. It's been almost 2 weeks. We're going on 2 weeks. Bring something forward that proves that Karen Reed did this. The only thing that you're doing is that you have coached all the people that were inside 34 Fairview that night to play this game. I don't know. I didn't see anything. I don't remember, because you think your game of the process of elimination is going to point all of the fingers at Karen Reed. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, this jury's not going to buy it. They're seeing through all of this shit right now. They're seeing through it. Give me something. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that moment. I'm waiting for the brilliant, the blockbuster Lally moment. When is it going to happen? I don't see it happening. I haven't seen anything. But thank you so much, Tara. Let's add that to the total, and 25% of your donation will go kicked back to Karen Reed tonight. All right, let's keep going here. No bubbles around that text. Yup.
What date is that?
Great call.
February 20th.
That's nearly a month later, correct?
Correct.
So there was a gap after January 29th, 2022, when you found out that a man had ended up dead on your uncle's lawn, and you and Allie did not text each other
for a month.
Not once.
Objection.
Sustained is to that form. Ask it differently.
Isn't it true that on January 29th, later in the day, you found out about John O'Keefe and his condition, the fact that he died?
Objection.
Is that true? Did you find out that day?
Yes.
Okay.
So you were well aware of, thank you. We can take that down. You were well aware, Mr. Albert, that something very tragic had happened at your uncle's house, Brian Albert's house, right?
Correct.
Thank you,
And you were
David.
aware that you had
Appreciate
been
you.
at your uncle's house that night, right?
Correct.
You're also aware that, according to you, Allie McCabe was the one that picked you up and took you from that location.
Correct.
And notwithstanding the fact of this tragedy, you and Allie didn't text each other one time. for a month. Is that right?
I don't think that's correct.
So where are those texts?
We text on other platforms too. So I'd say other apps.
Snapchat! And I'm telling you, they got it all. Because what was the app that buried Murdaugh? What was the app that buried Murdaugh? Type it in the chat. Let me know. I'm telling you, they got it. They got everything. You're going to find out a lot of this Snapchat conversation. We're hearing a lot about it.
So is there a
Right.
reason
Snapchat.
why you decided for the next month to just switch platforms to maybe
Yeah.
Snapchat?
Boom!
I'll allow it.
No reason.
Alan
Are you
Jackson,
sure that
Easter
you
egg,
switched platforms?
Snapchat.
I'd say so, yeah.
Why did you switch platforms?
We go back and forth, I'd say, between platforms texting.
You switched platforms because you know that Snapchat deletes all communications, correct?
Objection.
Ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
Do you know that Snapchat has an auto delete function on it?
If your app is set to that, yes.
Your app was set to that, wasn't it?
I do not remember that.
They know.
So again, your memory is failing you.
They know.
Can you rephrase that?
Sure. Once again, your memory is failing you. You don't
Objection.
remember.
Objection.
Ask it differently, Mr.
He's
Jackson.
nervous.
Isn't it true, Mr. Albert, that you either switched platforms or deleted the texts because you did not want your text communications with Alan McCabe to be discovered?
Objection.
Overruled.
Is that right?
That's not true.
So where are those communications?
I do not know.
Can't produce them right now, can you?
Nope. Because they deleted.
I'm not sure.
They got
So in
them.
the days, the hours, the days, and weeks following the death of John O'Keefe, your communications with your best friend, Alan, the person who gave you a ride home that night, they're just gone. Right?
I'm not sure.
You testified that you provided Exhibit 81, what we were just looking at, and you're still looking at in front of you, as a screenshot of your communications on January 29th, 2022 with Ally McCabe, correct? It was a screenshot.
You say that again? Sorry.
You provided that item as a screenshot, not as an actual text to law enforcement. Is that right?
I don't believe so.
Okay, do you know what a screenshot is?
Yes.
What's a screenshot?
When you take a picture on your phone.
That's a picture from your phone.
Yes.
Okay, so it is a screenshot.
Yes, it is a screenshot.
Okay, that's my question. When you met with Michael Proctor in that interview that lasted 10 minutes, Michael Proctor did not get the actual texts underlying that screenshot, did he?
No.
He never looked for those actual texts, did he?
No.
He never asked you for those actual texts, did he?
No.
And you never volunteered to give him those actual texts, did you?
I think I volunteered to, yeah.
On that day?
Oh, no, not on that day, no.
Not on that day. You know what a phone extraction is?
Oh, what?
Not familiar.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a phone imaging or a phone extraction or a forensic extraction? Any of those words sound familiar?
Not really, no.
Michael Proctor never
Wait,
asked
that's
you,
shaky.
I think it's fair to say now, given that answer, Michael Proctor never asked you if you could do a phone extraction of your cell phone, did he?
No.
He never asked if he could take a forensic image of your phone, did he?
No.
Do you know what metadata is?
Nope.
You know the dates and times, you take a photo on your phone, sometimes, well, not sometimes.
Metadata.
It'll capture the date and
Easter
time
egg.
of the photo, you know that?
Objection.
I'll hear this answer and it may end your inquiry. Do you know that?
Pretty sure I do, yeah.
Have you ever heard of that data, the dates and times and geolocations? Have you ever heard of that referred to as metadata?
No.
Okay, so I'll just use the word date and time.
Okay.
There you go.
You know
Try
that
it.
on your phone, if you pull up a text, you can go behind the text and see the date and time that it was actually sent or received, right?
Bay Harbor, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. You're part of the Rookie Detective. That's a $2 membership. You get access to all my members only content. You can go right onto the home screen, scroll all the way down and see all my members only videos. And you get access to member only lives as well. So we'll add $2 to the total. And then 25% of all the total tonight will get kicked back to Karen Reed. It's defense. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
But on a screenshot, you're left with just what's on the screen. Can't go behind the screenshot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You provided just the screenshot, ultimately, not the actual text, correct?
Correct.
But in September of 2023, Michael Proctor's partner, a man by the name of Yuri Buknik,
Bukaki!
you know that name?
Yeah.
He contacted you and said he wanted to talk about your text messages, correct?
I don't remember.
Do you remember that you told Yuri Buknik when he asked about the text messages, you did not have the screenshot anymore. You sent it to your father, Chris.
I don't remember that.
Do you recall telling Yuri Buknik if he wanted to get the screenshot, you weren't going to give it to him. You'd have to get it from your dad.
Do not remember that.
Get them from my dad.
You remember Trooper Buknik agreeing with you and saying, sure, I'll just call your dad and get it from him.
Don't remember that.
You don't remember giving, you certainly don't remember ever giving.
I could have.
It makes absolutely no sense. That is the Commonwealth grasping at straws. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck.
Oh, I just had to do that. It's been a while.
Trooper Buknik, a copy of
Sorry if that was loud.
a copy of that screenshot.
No, I don't remember.
Because you didn't, did you?
I do not remember.
But you did give it to your dad, right?
I do not remember.
Do you remember anything
Oh, I love
about
that.
this case?
Objection, Your Honor.
I love that. Oh, I love it. I got to go back and hear that again. Oh, what did I do? I screwed this up. What am I doing here? Where are we at?
Text. You can go behind the text and see the date and time that it was actually sent or received, right?
Yeah.
But on a screenshot, you're left with just what's on the screen.
Let's go back.
Can't go behind the screenshot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You provided just the screenshot, ultimately, not the actual text, correct?
Correct.
It's coming.
But in September of 2023, Michael Proctor's partner, a man by the name of Yuri Buknik, you know that name?
Bukaki.
Yeah.
He contacted you
Went back a
and said he wanted to
but
talk
anyway,
about
we'll get there.
your text messages, correct?
I don't remember.
Do you remember that you told Yuri Buknik when he asked about the text messages, you did not have the screenshot anymore. You sent it to your father, Chris.
I don't remember that.
Do you recall telling Yuri Buknik if he wanted to get the screenshot, you weren't going to give it to him. You'd have to get it from your dad.
Do not remember that.
You remember Trooper Buknik agreeing with you and saying, sure, I'll just call your dad and get it from him.
Don't remember that.
You don't remember giving, you certainly don't remember ever giving Trooper Buknik a copy of
Here it
a copy of
comes.
that screenshot.
No, I don't remember.
Because you didn't, did you?
I do not remember.
But you did give it to your dad, right?
I do not remember.
Do you remember anything about this case?
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll withdraw.
And that flustered.
To
That
this day,
flustered
you've never
Colin.
been required to
Breath?
present your phone to any law enforcement agent. have
Nope.
you? It was never imaged. It was never downloaded.
Nope.
You still have the same phone?
Yes.
If you had
Ah,
the actual texts,
still have the same phone. I don't know. They couldn't subpoena his phone right now, could they? For evidence? Could they do that? I was just thinking that. They couldn't, could they? Yes, they could. Do you still have the same phone? Could they subpoena his phone right now? I'm not sure on that. I'm not a lawyer. If there's a lawyer in the chat room, I'd love to know that. Or maybe someone can Google it. I don't know. Let me know. A lot of people saying yes, a lot of people saying no. I don't know. Could they subpoena his phone right now? It's funny, Jackson. Do you still have the same phone? That's interesting. I don't know. I need a lawyer to get on the show. Damn it. All right, let's keep playing.
On your phone, why did you provide law enforcement with just a screenshot?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
Looks like a
I'm
bad
not sure.
copy right now. That's true, Rogue. You're right. So Scott says defense would still have to rule a Rule 14 motion on his phone, though. Yep, and Auntie Bev is going to block that. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. That's probably what would happen. Oh, frustrating. Yeah, definitely. She's going to block that.
You were shown a photo yesterday of you in February of 2022.
Here it comes.
With your aunt. Remember that photo? Mr. Lally showed you that photo?
Correct.
And he said he wanted you to pay special attention to your face and hands and extremities. Asked you if there was anything unusual about that.
Yes.
You said no. In that photo, absolutely nothing unusual in February of 2022 about you, your face, your hands, fists, nothing, right?
Correct.
I want to draw your attention to February 26th, same month, less than a month after the incident. You were at a place called Fenway Johnny's with your buddies, weren't you?
Correct.
Your Honor, I have two documents I'd like to mark for identification with the court's permission to show Mr. Lally.
Okay.
1 and 2.
Look at Lally. He's just so defeated. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Look at Lally.
Okay.
Present these to the witness.
Yes.
May we approach?
I may as well see them. I'll end up seeing them.
All right, I'm going to speed up a fourth for time. Still at sidebar. Still at sidebar. Still at sidebar.
Yep.
All right, let's go back. Jackson back. Oh, shit, what'd I do? I did it again, damn it. 17, right about here. Those damn premium controls. All right, Jackson back for Ross. Rally's going through the motion, just doodling on. Yeah, he probably doing one of these. How many do you think Rally's? He's doodling like this on his pad. You think he's got a stick figure?
So you're putting it in evidence before you display it?
May I approach one more time?
Yes.
Surround.
We will take a look at that, Paula. Thanks. It's Lally's pad. I got a copy of it.
Sir, do you recognize those two documents?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Taking a look at the one that's got
He's playing
multiple
hangman.
documents on it. I don't want you to tell me what's on it. Just tell me if you recognize the picture that's in the middle to the right.
Here comes Bang Bang.
Yes.
Okay. And then looking at the second document, which I believe is marked EE for identification at this point, does that appear to be a true and accurate enlargement of the first thumbnail?
Yes.
And those were taken on that photo was taken on February 26th, 2022,
Yes.
at the place called, I think it's called Finway Johnny's, right?
Correct.
May I publish the
Oh,
Put it into
the worst
evidence
lie, Gene.
first.
move
It's so
for
preposterous.
the admission of just EE?
So you need to get it to the court reporter.
May I? I'm
And
sorry.
that's when Jackson go, are you serious? Like, you're going to go with that? You're going to go with that? All
Just
right.
FF. May I approach?
Yes.
EE or FF?
Let me have a. FF.
Okay, give it to Madam Court Reporter to put the exhibit number on it.
The exhibit 85, Your Honor. Thank you. Excuse me,
Excuse me.
Ma'am?
Yes.
You see that photograph
Here it comes.
that's being displayed?
Yes.
Are you in that photograph?
Yes.
Which person are you?
In the middle.
And about what time of day was it? That's you in the middle?
Correct.
Okay. About what?
Here, thank you so much for the 10 on Cash App. He says, let's end this madness. Free Karen Reed. Let's add $10 to the total. Thank you so much on the Cash App. I appreciate it.
What time of day was this taken?
I agree.
Not sure.
Madness.
Was it at an event, some sort, of just you were at a bar?
Just at a bar.
Okay. I want you to take a look at your right hand. Can you see from there clearly your right hand?
Yes.
What do you notice about your right hand?
It's cut up.
Your knuckles are injured, correct?
Correct.
Now, you didn't take this photo, did you?
Nope.
That photo was never on your phone. In other words, it wasn't a friend of yours that took the photo.
No.
This was taken by an event staff member, is that right?
Correct.
It was later posted on social media, isn't that right?
Correct.
You could not access the metadata, you couldn't access the time and date of that photo, correct?
Not sure what you mean by
You
that.
couldn't manipulate the time or date this photo was taken?
No.
This photo was completely sort of out of your control, isn't that right?
Correct.
And it was controlled by the event staff at Finway Johnny's.
Correct.
And on February 26th, less than a month after the incident at Fairview, that's what your right knuckles look like, correct?
Correct.
And this is a true and accurate depiction.
So Scott wants me to run a poll. He says, let's run a poll. How many people break their falls with clenched fists? All right. Let's put a poll up. Let's have a little fun here. I agree. Let's do a poll. Have you ever fallen? What is Scott asking? Oh wait, have you ever broke a fall with clenched fists? All right, we're gonna put that poll up. Poll at the top. Have you ever broken your fall with a clenched fist? Oh, that's a good one, Scott. I like that. All right, let's keep playing.
Of your condition on or about February 26th, correct?
Correct.
Open palms, clenched fists. I
How'd you get those
already
injuries?
got it up. I put it yesterday.
I was at a party, my house party, my senior year, and I remember it being icy out, and it was kind of like a steep hill of a driveway, and I was walking up the driveway, and I slipped down the driveway, and I tried to catch myself, but I had something in my left hand, so I had tried to brace myself with my right hand, and I ended up sliding a little bit down the driveway.
What'd you have in your left hand?
If I remember, it was either my phone or a
Now,
beverage.
this is bullshit. When people because you're trying to cover the lie. No. There's a fucking story here going on. Oh, I went down and and it was me and it was Jeff, and then we went here, and you're rattling this off. This is rehearsed, but see how fast it's coming out. It's not coming out like at a natural pace. Hey, I was walking, my fist was clenched, I hit some black ice, I slipped, my fist went down. It's that. I want to go back a little bit here. Hopefully, I don't screw this up again. Oh my God, I'm the worst at this. Why does it keep doing this?
Top of the knuckles on your right fist when you
Go back a little bit.
pavement, asphalt,
Yes.
and you braced yourself when you fell your entire body weight by putting your right hand down in a fist, and you injured your right fist, and it was controlled by the events.
By the way, Julie, thank you so much for the 5 on Cash App. Let's add that to the total. She says free Karen Reed. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep playing. I screwed this up
Staff
again.
at Fenway Johnny's.
Correct.
And on February 26th, less than a month after the incident at Fairview, that's what your right knuckles look like, correct?
Correct.
And this is a true and accurate depiction of your condition on or about February 26th, correct?
Correct.
How'd you get those injuries? Robert, we can analyze that.
I was at a party, my house party my senior year, and I remember it being icy out, and it was kind of like a steep hill of a driveway, and I was
Now,
walking
this is rehearsed with Lally. This is what they told him to say.
up the driveway, and I slipped down the driveway, and I tried to catch myself, but I had something in my left hand, so I had tried to brace myself with my right hand, and I ended up sliding a little bit down the driveway.
What'd you have in your left hand?
If I remember, it was either my phone or a beverage.
So according to you, you fell on ice and injured your knuckles, as we just saw in that photograph, right across the top of your knuckles.
Correct.
So you fell onto what, pavement, asphalt?
Yes.
And you braced yourself when you fell your entire body weight by putting your right hand down in a fist, and when that photograph was taken at Fenway Johnny's, those knuckles look like they had been re-injured from a prior injury. No?
No.
Just falling on the asphalt.
Correct.
Any other cuts or scrapes from that terrible fall on the asphalt?
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll rephrase it. Any other cuts or scrapes or injuries from that fall?
I don't remember.
Just your right knuckles.
Yeah.
You said you've never been in a fight before.
Nope.
I'm telling you, they got something here about this fight. They're going to probably bring in a witness, or they're going to have some documentation of a fight. I'm telling you, they have something. They've got something here. And I think I just had another Cash App come through. Julie, thank you so much for the 5 on Cash App. We'll add that to the total. Thank you. All right, let's keep playing through.
Did you post a video?
Oh,
You threatened
here it
that
comes.
You're going to.
Objection, Your Honor.
The objection sustained. I'll see you at sidebar on this. I'm familiar with this.
All right, let's speed up for the interest of
Thank
time.
you.
Good luck. The one in my left hand, with the court's permission, this is, I'll call this bang bang.
Oh, Jackson.
All right, thank you. All right, so play GG first, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Young American boys, I will beat all your asses. I promise you, I will fuck you all up. Pull up, bitch.
Okay, and the next one, please.
Fuck you now, fuck you. This code, boy, you be knocked out. Hey, oh, bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Okay.
Jenny, thank you so much for becoming a rookie detective. Let's add $2 to the total. Rookie detective, you can go over to my homepage, scroll all the way down, and that gives you access to the members only content. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep playing.
May I inquire, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to take those two videos one at a time. I'm going to call one the Advantage Voice and one the Bang Bang. For purposes of my questioning, Mr. Albert, specifically regarding the Advantage Voice video, did you recognize it?
Yes.
How did you recognize it?
What do you mean by
How
that?
do you recognize it? Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. When was that taken?
Maybe my sophomore year in high school. Around.
Just gonna stop this really quick. Lou, thank you so much for the 10. He says, driving home from work, gotta catch this. Miss seeing you during the day. Yeah, I'm sorry. I try to do the best that I can, but I gotta get this rolling a little bit more, so I don't have to go back to a full-time job. But we still got some work to do here. Lou, thank you so much for the 10. We'll add that to the total. I'm going to keep going. I want to do this forever and ever and ever and ever. I want to make this my full-time gig. So hopefully soon, but we still got a long way to go. All right, let's keep rolling.
Where were you?
I don't remember.
You say your sophomore year in high school, that's about 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, around.
You indicated on cross-examination, you've never been in a fight.
No.
Indicating that you have no violent tendencies and no violent proclivities, right?
Nope.
What were you saying on that video?
That I would beat them up.
Did you say you would beat them up, or did you say, I will fuck you up?
Yeah.
I said I will F you up.
No, you didn't say, I will F you up. What did you actually say?
Come on, Jackson, make him say it.
That I would fuck them up.
You also said something about beating somebody's ass, right?
Correct.
What did that mean?
That I would beat them up.
So when you said, I will fuck you up and I will beat your ass, was that a friendly invitation?
No.
It was a threat, correct?
I don't know if I would call it a threat.
Don't?
I'm not sure.
Someone walks up to you. I'm not going to do it. But if someone did, walked up to you and said, I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. You wouldn't take that as a threat?
If they walked up to me, yeah.
But if they didn't walk up and just shouted it across the street and stood there and said, I will fuck you up, I will beat your ass. That's not a threat.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you are sure, sir.
All right, so that I'll strike at the Commonwealth standing up.
Jackson don't like this guy too much.
Were you threatening these Advantage Boys guys, whoever they are?
Yeah, kinda.
Were you threatening them with violence?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. In the second video, you said, fuck you a number of times. And then you said, KO, you said, pull up, KO, bang, bang. Right?
Correct.
Explain that to me.
I'm not sure. Like, explain what I said.
Is that a threat?
Yeah.
Me.
Pull up, bitch. Right?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
It's kind of
Those same Advantage kids.
crazy hearing Jackson talk like this. You know, he just doesn't seem like the guy. You know, he just seems like kind of wholesome, and it's interesting. All right, let's keep playing through here.
Got it. So you're threatening him yet again a second time.
Yeah.
What does pull up mean?
Like, come by.
Yeah, meaning get over here.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
Because when you do, I'm going to fuck you up. Right?
Jackson.
Yeah.
Meaning I'm going to fight you and I'm going to put you down. Correct?
Correct.
That was your threat to them.
Correct.
Can we get a time on this second one?
Of course. When was the second one, the bang bang threat made? Before or after the Advantage Boys?
I'm not sure.
After?
Might have been this same night.
Give me an
I
Eddie.
really don't know.
Well, you're just completely
Getting Eddie
different. So
watching
probably not the
back
same
and
night. You
forth.
would agree with that.
Unless I could have changed my shirt. I do that often.
Okay. So you changed your shirt and on the same night. You just decided to threaten the guy.
And Eddie's like watching it like it's a tennis match right now. I didn't notice that today, but he's just watching it like it's a tennis match. Good stuff.
Twice. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Was it
what's
around
going
the
on.
same time frame?
Around you?
The fact of the matter is, Mr. Albert, you do like to fight, don't you?
Nope.
The fact of the matter is, you showed up at another hearing, at another proceeding, to testify, and you showed up with busted knuckles then too, didn't you?
I do not remember.
July 27th, 2023, you remember being at another hearing?
Yes.
You remember being questioned by some attorneys?
Yes.
Do you remember the question about the condition of your fist literally at the hearing?
Yeah.
It was obvious to the person that was questioning you that you had an injury to your fist, correct?
Objection.
That's sustained.
I'll rephrase that. My apologies, Your Honor. You were asked questions by the questioner about the condition, the physical condition of your fist, weren't you?
Correct.
And you claimed at that time, well, let me back up for a second, ask a different question.
And I'll tell you this, and this is a great comment. AD says, look at that teamwork. And I can tell you this, when court ends, they don't go home. They go to a room, which they call their war room, and they spend hours after testimony and trial and prepare for the next day. They're constantly working.
They were asking because you had open injuries on your right knuckles yet again, didn't you?
Correct.
You said, I must have been hitting a heavy bag, right?
Yeah.
Boxing again.
Hit in the bag, yeah.
Just working out, right?
Yep.
Didn't have any injuries on your left hand though, did you?
No.
How many times have you hit a heavy bag?
I'm not sure.
How many times have you worked out?
Cindy, wow, big super chat. Big super chat. Thank you, Cindy. You've been a long time supporter. You've been a long time member here on LTL. You've supported me and kind of rode this train alongside what we've done here. I appreciate that $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here through all of the live shows. You're here consistently, and I really enjoy seeing you in the chat. And thank you so much. So we'll add that to the total tonight. If I can get a runner, so we're at 189. So right now we're at $47. I'll round it to 50. So we've hit our goal tonight. If we can push it a little bit more, just get a little bit more for Karen Reed, I would appreciate it. 25% kickback. All right, let's keep going on here with Colin Albert.
The heavy bag. That's an unfair question. I'll ask you that. How many times you worked out on a heavy bag?
I'm not sure.
When you work out on a heavy bag, you wrap your hands, don't you?
I do not know.
I see. So only your right hand gets injured over and over and over and over again. Not your left hand.
I'm not sure.
Even though you punch in the bag with both hands.
Ali, you never seem to.
I'm not sure.
Yet again,
Laugh. Thank you.
you're right-handed, aren't you?
Yes.
So when you throw a haymaker, your hardest punch, that's with your right fist, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Ali
right?
coming through real quick. Let's pull this up. Ali Reza, thank you so much. Gifted 20 memberships. That's a $5 membership. You can see all the gifted memberships coming through. You're all going to get access to members only content. Again, I met Ali very early in my YouTube journey, when this channel actually used to be a wristwatch channel. And Ollie has stuck through and has always been super kind. I've leaned on him for personal advice, professional advice. He's been someone there that is kind of, I call him the quiet giant, and a very kind man. And I appreciate that for dropping those 20. So enjoy your monthly membership on Ollie. And all I do is just urge everybody, if you got a free membership today, just sign back up. You don't have to sign up at the $4.99er. Just drop the $1.99 a month. It helps continue to support LTL and grow this channel. And it's gets you access to all that members only content. So thank you so much. We're at $241 total. 25% of that will get kicked back to Karen Reed. And then we had another super sticker that came through, a $1.99 super sticker from Lady Law. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a moderator. Thank you for being a member here. We'll round that up to $2. So let's get that added to the total. And let's keep playing through the rest of this testimony. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going.
I would say they have equal. They're equal. I don't know. Not sure.
All right, Mr. Lally.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Albert,
I'm going to dip and use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
when those videos made, you were a sophomore in high school, is that right?
Around that, yeah.
How old were you when you were a sophomore in high school?
16 years old.
And so that would have been at least a couple years before January of 2022, correct?
Yeah.
And as far as within those videos, well, as far as timing, so those videos were around the same time, both sort of same time period within your sophomore year,
Correct.
and relatively close to each other, is that correct?
Correct.
And who or what is an advantage?
It's a club hockey team.
And what, if any, relationship did you have with that club hockey team?
None.
And so as far as what videos you were made and sending, were there any videos from that group that were made and sent to you?
Text messages.
And with regard to those text messages, generally speaking, what do they say?
Just name calling me and my friends, calling us like pussies and stuff like that.
So this was sort of a back and forth, is that correct?
Correct.
And do you even play hockey?
Nope.
And were these people around your age at that time?
Yeah.
And were they kids from the same town or different?
I don't even know where they're from.
Did you even really know these kids or what the names were or anything like that?
All right, Jack's
Not
going to
at
be
all.
back in a minute.
And was there ever any sort of physical fight or any even a physical interaction with these other kids?
Never.
Did you ever even meet them face to face?
Never.
And with regard to Mr. O'Keefe, your neighbor who lived at the top of the street when you lived at Seven Meadows, you ever threaten him?
Never.
Did he ever threaten you?
Never.
Did you ever have any sort of back and forth exchange similar to what was up on the screen?
Never.
I have nothing further on.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I, very briefly? You indicated, Mr. Albert, that this was your sophomore year in high school. But you were asked that exact same question under oath, the time frame of these videos in that other hearing, weren't you?
I believe so, yes.
You indicated under oath in that hearing that it looked like it was your junior or senior year in high school, correct?
Maybe I'm not sure
Not sure.
exactly what I said.
Your senior year would have been what year, sir?
2022, 21, 22.
Same year John O'Keefe died.
Correct.
May I have more, Your Honor?
Yes.
That's all I have at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I will hear you.
Your Honor, if we can make the argument outside the presence of the witness.
So when they make this argument, the jury is still in the jury's in the room, correct? Because this is what I missed. I was working. So the jury is still in the room when they make this argument in front of the jury. Am I right on that? I missed this. I was like, what is going on? Is the jury still in the room? I know they kicked Colin Albert out, but I'm sitting there and going, where's the jury? Is the jury in the room? So Danielle's saying no. The jury left. It's voir dire. Okay. Got it. So was this testimony all not in front of the jury? And then they come back, right? Got it.
I'm sorry, I'm going to ask.
He said, I've never
All right. I want to hear this from Jackson.
appreciate you giving us the opportunity. Your Honor, it's very clear that these videos are highly.
All right. Wait. So right now, is the jury in the room? All right. So wait. Is the jury in the room right now? Is everybody out? Yes, the jury is out now. Okay. So the jury's not there, but then they come back, correct? Okay, thank you. But then the jury comes back. Okay, perfect. This is where I got completely lost because I was working and I only had the ability to listen. Okay. Awesome. All right, let's play this. This is very, very interesting.
Given the sanitized testimony that this witness has tried to present to this jury, he's indicated that he's never been in a fight, doesn't have any violent proclivities, he doesn't have any violent tendencies. It's not in his countenance to do this. Mr. Lally opened this
So
door.
you only got that through the voir dire.
Understood.
Okay, so the violent tendencies only came in through the voir dire.
Well, that's not true. In front of the jury, he said, I've never been in a fight.
Okay, but that specific question, you said violent tendencies, it was unobjected to, but that was voir dire.
Understood. Mr. Lally clearly opened this door yesterday. He presented a photograph or a series of photographs with this witness's family. His arm draped over his aunt, he's with his mom, looking very family-oriented, etc. And Mr. Lally went further than that and specifically said, I want you to take a look at your face, your hands, your extremities. Do you see anything unusual or odd about that? That's why I believe the court allowed, based on the testimony today, allowed the photograph in February of 2022 of the actual photo that cannot be manipulated. It's in the hands of a third party of the busted and injured knuckles on this witness's right hand. He then said, I've never been in a fight. Those two videos belie that testimony. There is no way to look at those two videos and say, this is not relevant to the issue of whether or not he has been in a fight.
But tell me how whether he's been in a fight is relevant to an issue in this case. That's what you have to do.
Because the police should have, the Massachusetts State Police should have, if they were doing their due diligence, they should have investigated this young man. They should have investigated every single person that was in that house, in or around the home of where John O'Keefe was found, the Albert home, and they didn't. They did nothing to investigate whether or not there was someone in the house who tended to fight, who wanted to get in physical altercations, who had a propensity to get in physical altercations, who was a fighter by nature, who threatened to fight, who threatened violence. That's what this young man has indicated he does constantly. I'm surprised he didn't show up in this hearing with busted knuckles.
Jackson.
So does this go to your third party culprit defense?
It goes to both. It certainly goes to both, but yes, it also goes to our third party culprit defense as well. This is a focus of it, I believe.
I can't believe, and listen, I don't want to pick on Paul at all. And I know everybody's talking right now. I don't want to pick on Paul. I mean, I feel bad for the guy in the sense that he has been duped and shammed so much by all of these people in 34 Fairview. And he's literally shaking his head no right now. Oh, my heart bleeds for them, the O'Keefes. And I just keep saying to myself, will they come around? Are they getting it? Are they understanding it? they don't see what's going on here. You know, I feel bad. Ugh. All right, let's keep.
This should be a focus of the juror's attention in terms of, is there a third party who could have done this that evidence points to that may have done this? Absolutely. This evidence, what we now have, points directly in that it's focused in that direction. So yes, both it should have been investigated, and Colin Albert is somebody that the jurors should focus their opinion on or their attention on to determine whether or not he could have or was involved in the death of John O'Keefe.
Now, the thing that I noticed here, and I'm going to tell you, when Lally counters, it's almost like he wasn't ready for this. He seems extremely tongue-tied. I don't think he was ready for this.
All right, Mr. Lally.
Yes, Your Honor. Commonwealth would submit did not open the door in reference to this, showing a photograph of someone and what they physically looked like. There was no suggestion. The only questions that were asked about fighting or anything of that nature were by counsel. So counsel thinks he opened his own door. I don't think that's exactly how that works. This is nothing more than rank speculation. It has nothing, bears no relevance whatsoever to this case. You're talking about something that is dated at least a year, if not two, prior to the incidents in this case.
But what if it's as Mr. Jackson pointed out, the prior testimony, his senior year, which is, of course, is much closer.
Well, I think even assuming that, as far as relevance is concerned, Your Honor, there is no evidence here of a fight at all. There is no evidence that this witness was even present at the house at the same time as the victim. There's no evidence of any animus between this witness and the victim. There is no evidence whatsoever, as I stated, that he was even present at the same place at the same time on the night with John O'Keefe, on the night that John O'Keefe was killed. There is no evidence from even these videos of any physical altercation having taken place. So whatever juvenile...
So if that's where Lally wants to go with this, he just said there's no evidence in this case to support that any of these witnesses have done anything to John O'Keefe. Did I get that correct? Am I correct on that? Did I hear that correct? Okay, Lally, if you want to go with that, then show us something that you in 2 weeks of this trial that's gone on, the sham trial, show me something, a video, anything, a piece of evidence, anything that is pointing in the direction that Karen Reed has done this. If you want to go that way with these witnesses, and you're trying to say that this does not, the videos that you just saw and the language in those videos do not essentially have a propensity for violence out of Colin Albert, show me something that proves that Karen Reed did. I haven't seen anything in 2 weeks. I'm still waiting. I know you're all still waiting, and I still have people messaging me, saying that I'm crazy. I'm the crazy one. Because I haven't seen one piece of evidence that's pointed in the direction of Karen Reed. He hasn't shown anything. He hasn't shown one thing. All right, let's keep playing.
Beef that he and his friends had with individuals from another town. There's no evidence whatsoever of physical altercation. There's no evidence that there's a physical altercation even in this case. So to allow counsel to introduce this purely for prejudicial reasons and to invite the jury to speculate as to what it is essentially does nothing but divert the jury's attention away from the facts of the case and what the evidence of the case is, and more so is just there's no evidence of anything in this case.
And there's no evidence. If you want to play that game, then show me the evidence that has proved that Karen... I haven't seen a video. Everybody's got a fucking video now. Everybody has a video. Show me the video. There's no video because it didn't happen. Then ironically, everybody's camera on that street didn't work that night. 2 minutes of library video is erased. 42 minutes inside the Sallyport video. Inside the Sallyport at Canton PD, erased, gone. We're manipulating evidence here. And I'm the crazy one. I get called crazy. Because I get called, oh, you free Karen Reed people. The thing is, I want everybody to understand that maybe watching this, that thinks we're all crazy. I want you to understand, I'm probably one of the most pro-police people on earth, Okay. I don't hate police officers. I don't hate EMS workers. I'm going to tell you, the minute I'm in any type of trouble, I'm going to call 911. I have a deep military history in my family. Eight of my great uncles all went into World War II at the same time and all made it back alive. Okay. I have a tremendous respect for the military, for law enforcement. But I need you all to understand, and I get it, it's very hard to come to this conclusion when you're one of them. I get it. But corruption happens in these types of jobs. Corruption can happen in any type of job. Thievery can happen. Embezzlement can happen. It does happen. Just because you're someone in the banking industry doesn't mean that no one's ever going to steal money. It happens, okay? And I know that it's hard sometimes to come to that conclusion, but it does happen. And people do get together to manipulate evidence in their benefit, to save their ass. And it doesn't matter that their salaries and their pensions and all of that stuff is on the line. It does happen. It does happen. And I just want you to come around because I don't think you know as much as we know. I don't think you do. And if you're just going off what's being reported in the newspaper about this case, then you're way off. You need to start seeing the truth. And this is my question to you. Show me one thing in the last 2 weeks that the Commonwealth has shown that has pointed all fingers without a shadow of a doubt right now that Karen Read has done this. I digress. Let's keep playing.
May I begin briefly?
Yes.
In terms of evidence of a fight, I don't know what Mr. Lau is talking about. He says there's no evidence of a fight in this case. John O'Keefe looks like he had been beaten to death. He's got 2 black eyes, a laceration over his right eye, a laceration over his nose, a giant wound on the back of his head, and he doesn't look like he was hit by a car. He looks like he was in a physical altercation. It's as plain as the nose on your face, and we have evidence that we have witnesses who are going to propound that.
What did you say, Mr. Jackson? You have witnesses that will testify to that evidence? Is this opening the door? And we know the rumor that's been flipped around there for the last year. Is this opening the door for Higgins? Or, like KC's saying, is it opening the door for experts? We don't know. Did someone flip?
Present that evidence. So Mr. Lally and the Commonwealth can take whatever position they want to. If they think those injuries are consistent with being hit by a 6,000-pound truck, they can knock themselves out. That is not the state of the case, and they don't get to dictate the state of the facts. The facts speak for themselves. Second, with regard to whether or not Mr. Albert was home that night, or at the home that night in a position to be able to engage in a physical altercation, which, by the way, takes about that long, that is predicated on his own family members covering for him. Every one of the witnesses who testified basically are friends and families of the Alberts. And keep in mind, Your Honor, I don't think it's lost on anybody that Colin Albert was hidden, specifically and intentionally hidden from all of law enforcement for the first several months of this investigation. Nobody was willing to even say he was at the house. That is highly, highly suspicious. Given the gravity of what we have now, I would take an issue with one thing Mr. Lally said. He said this diverts the jurors' attention. I would agree it diverts their attention. It diverts their attention to somebody who possibly could be involved with this, who was not properly investigated. And I'll submit.
Okay, so may I have those 2 flash
Lally
drives,
looks
please?
defeated.
Yes, no, I was asking them, Courtney. All right, so I will, why don't we take a 15-minute recess? I'll look at the.
Spencer pops in, says, I was on another platform tonight. There's multiple individuals willing to come forward with eyewitness testimony. Colin is known to fight. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
And we'll come out.
All right. Did we get much after this break? Again, I wasn't able to watch all of it. I just listened to some of it today. Jen checking in. $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate your donation. Let's add that to the running total, and 25% of all donations that came in tonight will get kicked back to Karen Reed's Defense Fund. Let's see. We had a 15-minute break. Does she say anything about the ruling when she comes back? Because I missed a lot of this. All right, let's listen.
Okay, the witness can take the stand, please.
All right, so they did voir dire. Now they're going to come back and they're going to essentially just ask him the same questions, correct? And the jury will be in the room. So we probably don't have to go through that again. And we're coming up on 2 hours anyway. I think, Paula, I'm going to tell you right now. I saw that post by Turtle Boy, the $100. I'm already going to tell you. I think they already have it. I think Jackson already has it. They probably have a witness that Colin has fought, or they're going to have someone that Colin has fought before and call them to the stand. Again, you haven't seen the defense's case yet. When the defense presents their case, they're going to call all these people back as witnesses, and then they're going to just thrash them. I think they're just waiting for them to all perjure themselves, and they'll come back and thrash them. Let's see. I'm not going to go through Matt. Essentially, they're just going to basically ask the same questions again, and then Matt McCabe takes the stand. All right, we're coming up on 2 hours. I don't want to end the live, but I have to end the live. I got to be up really early to get out in front of court tomorrow. So I'm going to end this live. I appreciate y'all being here, all the subscribers, all the supporters tonight. We appreciate all of the donations that came in. What are we at right now for total? 251 total. Let's just do 250. It's just a lot easier. 25% of it we can kick back to Karen at $62. I'll round it up to 63. So $63 chat raised tonight for Karen Reed. I'll kick it back right after the stream ends, and I'll post receipts on my Facebook page and my YouTube community page. And then if you really want to verify it, all you need to do is go to the Defense Fund for Karen Reed. I leave the link in the posting, and you can look at recent donations, and it will say LTL Media Chat Raiser, and then I put the date to keep everything transparent. Right now, as so far, we have raised, I believe, if my fuzzy math is correct, right around just over $600 in 2 weeks for Karen Reed's Defense Fund. I appreciate all of everything that has come through, all the donations. Tomorrow, I am going to be live outside the courtroom in the morning for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to try to come back after the lunch break and stream the rest of trial. I'm going to put a thumbnail up before I get out of here for that. So I hope that you all can join me. I hope you all can join me. If not, I'm going to keep doing the recaps throughout the week. And next week, Thursday and Friday, I will indefinitely be streaming the trial. So I love all of you. Thank you all so much for taking interest in LTL Media. We are currently at 19,585 subscribers. I would love to be at 20,000 subscribers on Monday. And then my goal is to be at 25,000 subscribers by the end of trial. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I appreciate you all. Get some rest. We get a long day of court tomorrow. Matt McCabe will be on the standing cross, and we may get an appearance from Jen McCabe tomorrow. That will be interesting. All right, everybody. Oh, by the way, before we go, I know everybody's heading out. I came up with my list, my Easter egg list, really quick. I want to do the results. Screenshots, Snapchat, Life 360, Colin Albert fighting, text messages, 30-party apps, Chloe, Higgins' Jeep, Advantage Boys, federal grand jury moments or minutes, phone calls, metadata, and the Knuckles. We heard a lot about the Knuckles. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much. Mods, subscribers, members, thank you. I love all of you. Check out my stream tomorrow live, 7:30 a.m. I almost said p.m. outside the courtroom. I'll see y'all there. I love you all. Let me get rid of this crawl and do the proper out. Let's get the proper out. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.
Take the change